From the PHS Softball Diamond, it's senior day for the Petaluma Trojans as they take on the Justin Siena Braves. And a very good afternoon, everyone. I'm Griffin Epstein, joining you for a vital game in VVAL between Justin Siena and Petaluma, but also a very emotional afternoon for both the Braves and the Trojans. The penultimate game of the Braves season, and for Petaluma, the final home game for two important seniors. Senior captain Indya Smith, a four-year varsity player, playing her final game here, and Kaileigh Pate as well, playing her final game as a varsity player, at least in the regular season. In terms of the VVAL standings, boy, it has been a wild Vine Valley Athletic League ride for all teams involved, and currently the Trojans are in a four-way tie. Just two more league games for most teams remaining. The Trojans have three. They have two games next week after this one this afternoon. If Petaluma wins out, they will at least win a co-league pennant in the inaugural season, but they have to be perfect the rest of the way, otherwise they're likely not going to take home a league title. So they'll have to continue their hot streak today against Justin Siena. 3 straight victories for the Trojans, and they've done that all through the tragic loss of Sean O'Keefe, who passed away last week. The Trojans had 2 games canceled this week. It's led to 4 games in 4 days this week. So far, the Trojans have passed with flying colors. Their bats have been on fire. Early this week, they scored 11 runs on 19 hits against Sonoma on Tuesday in a victory, and then they hit 4 home runs to knock off Rival Costs at 8-4 yesterday. They'll play Justin Siena, who's still looking for their first league victory of the season, but does have some good bats on their team. So the Trojans hope to get a big senior day victory as they honor their seniors. A big crowd will have the senior ceremony after the game, and it should be a lot of fun. I will also be PA announcing, so you're going to be hearing me very loud announcing every starting lineup, as we'll also get, or every batter, I should say, as long as the starting lineups in just a couple moments here from the PHS Softball Diamond. We have food, we have jerseys, we have signs. It's always a special afternoon for softball, and the ceremony is one of my favorite senior night ceremonies after the game as well, so that should be a lot of fun. And the Trojans hope that they could do it in joyous mode. They defeated Justin Siena 16-5 in Napa last month, hoping to sweep the season series on the Braves, who were badly searching for a league victory. Justin Siena hits the ball well, but it's pitching and fielding that the Braves struggle with. That is something that they will hope to improve on today. Let's throw it onto the field, where we are just moments away from getting started here. The captain's shaking hands, and you are about to listen into myself as you hear the introductions and the national anthem. And a very good evening, or good afternoon, everyone, from the PHS Softball Diamond. I'm Griffin Epstein for Petaluma High's Senior Day. It's the Petaluma Trojans taking on the Justin Siena Braves. Before our game, we'd ask you if you please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. You need that other sheet. Right there. Now let's meet the starting lineups first for the visiting Justin Siena Braves. Batting first for Justin Siena, Victoria Politz. Batting second for the Braves, Claire Cochran. Batting third for Justin Siena, Claire Halsey. Batting fourth, Izzy Paulson. Batting fifth, Michelle Lozano. Batting sixth and playing second, Melissa Lozano. Batting seventh, Paige Horn. Batting eighth and playing first, Noelle Wright. And batting ninth and playing shortstop, Eleanor Myers. The Braves are coached by Tim Garcia. Now let's meet the starting lineup for your Petaluma Trojans. Pitching and batting first, number 5, Rachel Bless. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 7, Kaileigh Wyand. Playing left field and batting third, number 13, Emma Wyand. Playing center field and batting fourth, senior, number 10, Indya Smith. Playing second and batting fifth, senior, number 22, Kaileigh Pate. Playing first and batting sixth, number 33, Cammie Ayers. Catching today and batting seventh, number 15, Logan Pomey. Batting eighth and playing third, number 14, Mallory O'Keefe. And batting ninth, number 1, right fielder, Cammie Sobel. The Trojans are coached by Kurt Janstow. So there are your starting lineups for both the Braves and the Trojans as we get ready to go on this beautiful afternoon here from Petaluma. Justin Siena coming in 10-11, 0-10 in VVAL. They've had a rough go of things in the Vine Valley Athletic League, a big increase in competition for them, a Division IV school, but they've had a lot of success in the non-league. They're actually 10-1 in non-league, and they played teams close. They're hoping finally to get a victory this afternoon on an emotional senior night. Trojans come in 14-5, 6-3 in the VVAL, and currently in a four-way tie for first place with Vintage, American Canyon, and Napa. Petaluma is in control of its own destiny. Trojans will start Rachel Bless on the mound for the third straight game. Mandy O'Keefe has not returned from action since the death of her father last week. And for Bless, that is making it a lot of pitching for her. It hasn't been easy for the backup pitcher for the Trojans that's not used to pitching this number of innings. Nonetheless, she's had success for the most part this year. 62 innings pitched. This will be her 9th game started. She's 7-3, a 3.39 ERA in 62 innings pitched, and 5 complete games for the sophomore pitcher in her second year of pitching. She's going to go up against a Brave team that's batting .361 on the season and has a variety of talented hitters and an experienced squad, 5 seniors. So there are certainly some challenges for the Trojans in terms of fielding and pitching today for a team that gave up 9 runs on Tuesday and 4 runs yesterday to Casa Grande. I would expect another slugfest the afternoon the way both of these teams are trending. Do not have a scoreboard today, so we'll be updating you on scores a lot. Batting first for the Braves, number 3, Victoria Politz. So Politz will start things off for Justin Siena as the Trojans meet in the middle to talk to Bless. 3 games in 3 days for her, as it's senior day for the Trojans, and they try to get one step further to taking home the inaugural league pennant. at least co-champions. If they win out, they'd be co-champions with Napa if the Braves didn't lose, or the Grizzlies didn't lose again. Swing and a miss by Politz on the first pitch. The best hitter on the Braves, hitting .508 with 30 hits as she dribbles this one to short, and it dribbles right between the legs of Wyand. Fielding hasn't been great for Petaluma on an emotional senior day. There's a lot of emotions. Petaluma's playing a lot, and there's been a lot of emotions, obviously, since last week and the passing of Sean O'Keefe, who wasn't just the father to Mandy and Mallory, but also such an influential softball coach to many of these players, the Petaluma Steel Breeze. It's been impressive. Petaluma's been able to focus and play well. The 1-0 to Garcia. Coach's son takes outside. 2-0. Less 21 walks compared to 27 strikeouts, but her control's struggling early here. Slow start to this one for the Trojans. Petaluma will play again tomorrow against Rancho Cotati. Swing and the miss in the dirt. I don't know why you're swinging if you're Garcia, the captain, on a 3-0. Gets Bless back into it. Garcia batting .478 on the year, 32 hits. She fouls that off, and it's a full count. Garcia fouls it off, stays alive again. Good battle by the senior. Braves are coming off a loss Tuesday to American Canyon, 7-0. Payoff pitch. In there for a strike. Garcia's K'd up. That's the movement you want to see from Bless. That ball tailing up into the zone, but never getting out, but enough to frustrate Garcia. Batting third, Claire Halsey. Takes inside. Sophomore. Takes low again. 2-0. Bless again falling behind in the count. The nerves and emotion certainly a factor, I think, for all the Trojans on the field, and might also be a little tired. A big crowd in attendance. For this one on the Petaluma side, the stands are packed. They've even brought in some extra chairs. It's a 4-pitch walk by Bless. Takes a frustrated snap back at the ball and heads back to the center circle. Mandy O'Keefe is in Jersey for this game, so she potentially could come in if the Trojans choose so, but going with Bless right now. There's a nice changeup that settles in for a strike on Izzy Paulson. 15 hits and a .278 batting average for the junior. And we're going to have a pinch runner at first. Barlos will take Garcia's spot. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now on Paulson. Bless trying to find a rhythm here in the top of the first. No score. Swing and a miss. There's a second strikeout. So 2 outs, 2 on. After an error and a walk. And here's Michelle Lozano. Takes the first pitch outside. Lozano batting .300 with 18 hits. Trojans have the Wyand twins. Braves counter with the Lozano twins. Swing and a miss, and Bless starting to get the Braves a chase. This is a free swinging team. They're not afraid to chase things. Bless, with her exceptional movement, can use that to her advantage. So that misses high. Fouled off. Lozano stays alive. Braves trying to stay positive through the struggles they've had and the increase in competition. The VVAL has to be one of the best leagues for softball, and Braves unfortunately haven't been at that level. Swing and a miss by Lozano, and she strikes out. 3 strikeouts by Bless in the first inning. By no means a clean inning for the Trojans, but that you're able to get out of that top half of the first without any damage is a good thing for Petaluma. Saw an error, a walk. Bless fell behind. Clearly a lot of emotion and nerves for Petaluma and some things to work through for the Trojans, but not to fall behind early. Important when there's a lot of pressure in this vital game that's not just senior day and so important, but very important for the VVAL standings. The Trojans hoping they can take care of business this afternoon and move towards looking to tomorrow night against Rancho Cotati in the annual Friday Night Lights game before next week when they'll play American Canyon and Vintage in what will decide the VVAL title. The Trojans hope to take home a league pennant. Petaluma's been so consistent for much of this season. They've been blown out a few times, but besides those couple of blowouts, the Trojans have really proven they can compete with any team if they're focused. I think the concern is that top half of the first was not a lot of focus from Petaluma. A near-perfect fielding team made an error, and Bless looked pretty tired out there on the mound in the first inning, so that'll be something important to watch as we look forward in this game. Petaluma didn't have any problems with the Braves the first time around. 16-5 in 6 innings was a rout. So let's head back out onto the field. And Bless will lead things off for Petaluma. Batting first for the Trojans, number 5, Rachel Bless. And man, has Bless been on a tear of late. Batting .437, but yesterday she hit 2 home runs against Casa Grande. Hit a home run the day before against Sonoma Valley, so she's hit 3 home runs in the last 3 days. And she also had 2 home runs over the course of the Napa tournament 2 weeks ago. 3 for 3 overall yesterday as she takes the first pitch outside. There's being in the zone, and then there's Rachel Bless's definition of being in the zone. 10 home runs overall in the season, and she reaches base 48% of the time. She fouls that off. 1-1 to the sophomore star. Certainly more for her bat than her pitching, but her pitching's been just as important for Petaluma over these last 2 years and will likely continue to be. Plus takes low. Two and two. She had 8 home runs last year, already topped that. Takes outside. And a full count. Slugging .835. She has 9 doubles as well. Hits for power. They're facing Eleanor Myers. And Myers walks Bless, which is not the worst result you can have in your first at-bat. I'm sorry, it's Claire Halsey, not Myers. Halsey, a sophomore for the Braves, a 5.56 ERA, 4-4. This is her 4th game started. 45 innings pitched. Batters are batting .253 against her, which isn't horrible, but it's the defense behind her that's been a big problem as this one gets behind the backstop, and Bless will easily jog down to second. A pass ball. 3 bases should be aplenty for the Trojans against the poorest defense of Justin Siena. 65 errors. by the Braves over the course of this season. An 84% fielding percentage for the Braves. It's a team, if Petaluma can get balls in play, good things are going to happen. This ball will get away from the catcher again and roll all the way to the backstop. So Bless, on just 2 pitches that have gone away from the catcher, Polson, has advanced 2 bases, and quickly Petaluma threatening for a Trojan offense that has been nearly unstoppable. Bottom first, no score here between Justin and Petaluma. Wyan takes low. Kaileigh Wyan hitting .377 and 12 RBIs and 20 hits. He's batted in 12, looking for 13 here. Takes a strike, and now 3-2. Takes low and back-to-back walks to start off this game. Not a good start by Halsey. You struggle with your pitching and defense. You want to have better pitching. Batting third for Petaluma, Emma Wyand. Here's Emma Wyand. Looks to bunt, pulls back, and easily Kaileigh goes down to second base. We saw the Trojans do that a couple times against Casa Grande last week. The Trojans' egg bowl victory. Fake the bunt, lay down, slows down the pitcher. It's pretty easy to steal. And it basically leaves the catcher to be indifferent because by the time they pick up the ball, no chance of getting it to second. One and one to the twin Wyan, batting .429, second on this team with 27 hits. Second and third, nobody out, as she pops this one sky high into the air. And the ball is dropped at short. Bless will come home and score. So we talked about the defense struggling for the Braves, and you see it as Myers drops it at shortstop, and Petaluma takes a 1-0 lead. Batting fourth for Petaluma, senior Indya Smith. Smith gets a loud cheer from this crowd. Many family members in attendance in her final game here at this Petaluma Softball Diamond. What a career she's had in 4 years as a varsity player. And this year, certainly near the top. She's been on fire of late, batting .444 to lead the team. Ball outside. Kurt Janstow calls her the best hitter in all of Sonoma County. Smith will head to St. Mary's next year, Division I school in Moraga, to continue playing softball. 1-0 inside, and it did in fact nip the elbow of Smith. Batting fifth for Petaluma, number 22, senior Kaileigh Pate. So Pate will bat fifth after Smith. The Braves still looking for their first out, and the bases are loaded. The Braves look very queasy right now, pitching in the infield. Different look than their bats, you can tell. It's just a completely flip of the coin when you go on the other side of the field. Braves are a good hitting team that can compete in the VVAL, but pitching and defense is not there. Pate takes way outside. Nice job by Polson to go up and snare that one. Otherwise, maybe 2 runs would have scored. Could have hit off the chain link fence and bounced who knows where. Senior Pate looks at the 2-0 and swings and misses. Pate batting .372 on the year with 16 hits and has started to become the everyday left fielder the second half of the season. She's been hitting well. This is the Trojan team the last week. The Braves just need an out right now. Everyone is reached. No one is actually, though, reached on solid contact. 2 walks, a hit batter, and an error, and a drop pop-up at short. The 2-2 to Pate. She pops that one straight back over my head and right off the bottom of an Acura. I hope they have good car insurance. That left a dent. That's why you don't park your car right behind the softball diamond. Good battle by the senior, though she's taken some money out of a car. She takes inside. Full count. Nowhere to put him for Halsey. Disastrous start for her. Pate fouls it off again. The Trojans haven't gotten any solid contact, but they've been battling up there, fouling off pitches, and not willing to go down without a fight. That is creating misery right now for the sophomore pitcher for the Braves. 9th pitch of this at-bat. Inside, and Pate will walk. The Trojans score their 2nd run. All have been unearned so far. My goodness. Next up for Petaluma, number 33, Kaileigh Ayers. The junior Ayers digs in, adding 7, taking outside. Trojans already leading 2-0 without a hit. The longtime manager for Justin Siena, Tim Garcia, not looking on from satisfaction. There's a better pitch, though. Ayers swings and misses. 15 hits on the season for the junior, and she reaches 34% of the time. Takes low. Chopper up the middle. This one will fall for a base hit. Wine will score, and here comes Smith without a throw. It's a 2 RBI single for Ayers, and it's 4-0. The Trojans on a roll early. Next up for Petaluma, number 15, Logan Pomey. Pomey getting ready, but not before Tim Garcia is going to have a conversation with the infield for the Braves. They need a pick-me-up. Trojans finally get their first hit, but not before they already scored 2 runs and had the bases loaded. And it's a Braves team that looks like they're playing like they're 0-10 in VVAL. They have 10 wins on the season. They didn't challenge themselves in non-league, but they played well against teams such as Calistoga, Sweet, Middletown, other smaller schools. Their only non-league loss was to Cardinal Newman. But I don't think it's helped them in VVAL going in and day out against some really good teams. Just a conversation to Halsey, and she'll settle back in. She's made a couple good pitches, but she's got to make a bunch of good pitches to get outs, and she's going to need some more help from her defense. Pomey takes outside 1-1. The sophomore batting .286 with 16 hits, but most remembered so far this season for her heroics when Petaluma came back to beat Napa's. Pomey pops this up and just out of play. You don't you refresh the page?
I didn't refresh it. It didn't. I just went back in. I went back and it was like this.
What? That isn't. Are you sure you opened a new? Huh? I don't know. The Wi-Fi seems to be having some trouble today. It's a little slow. Did she pop up? Yeah. All right, back live. I think we were off for a minute there, so apologies for that, but I think all you missed was a pop-up by Palmy in the first out of the game for Justin Siena. So we're to the bottom of the order, and O'Keefe, who lays down a bunt. Mallory O'Keefe, the freshman. So the Trojans are going to bat around here in this first inning. Runners at first at second, and Petaluma leading 4-0, 1 out. Ball is dropped by the catcher, and both Trojan runners will advance. Well, it's been a struggle beyond the plate for Polson. Couple pass balls. That one she dropped, and the Trojan base runners are so aggressive, they are just itching to move on to the next base. Big swing and a miss by O'Keefe. Thinking big there. Obviously been an emotional last week for her, but the freshman quickly back out onto the diamond. She first game back was yesterday against the Gauchos, and starting today at second. Popped up and out of play. That ball just got stuck in a tree, and it's sitting there. That is remarkable. Good 10 pounds stuck in a tree. Okay, not 10 pounds. Maybe about 5 pounds stuck in a tree. So 2-2 on O'Keefe. Sitting 237 on the air. She drives this one into right over the second baseman's head. 1 run will score. It's Pate. Here comes Ayers without a throw, and it is 6-0. A 2 RBI blue base hit for O'Keefe. Now batting for Petaluma, number 1, Kaileigh Sobel. So Sobel will dig in now, trying to keep things going for Petaluma. Still just 1 out. That one's in there for a strike. Braves just needing to find a way to get some outs right now. They got 2 runners on with nobody out to start the first. Then Bless found a way to work around it, struck out 3 batters. And the Trojans have come out and been patient, battled, earned a couple walks, hit batter, and a couple of clutch base hits. The junior Sobel takes low. Her and O'Keefe, the only 2 members of this lineup that have not returned from varsity last year, even though only 2 seniors on this Petaluma team. Plenty of experience to go around. Outside. And Sobel takes a walk. The 4th walk, along with a hit batter, that's been issued by Halsey. It's been a disastrous day for her, and it's been a done day for her. Tim Garcia gestures to another player, and Halsey cannot even get out of the first inning. Just did not have any control out there, and it's Trojans go back to the top of the order. Justin Siena will make a pitching change. Throw it back on me. Well, Braves come in here, haven't won a league game all season, and you want to gain some confidence, start off well, and prove that you can compete with a really good team. And the Braves did not do that. Halsey just a disastrous day pitching, and Petaluma an excellent job battling. It's kind of the emotion. They're not necessarily going to play their best softball on senior night and everything that's transpired in the last week. Also their 3rd game in 3 days. But you can battle and fight and let your talent and hard work take over. You can have a big inning like this and just completely take control of a game, really settle into a rhythm, and quickly already 6-0. It sets for Bless in the infield, fielding wise for Petaluma to be very comfortable the rest of the way. And Trojans need this victory very much, stay in the VVAL race. They're also watching the other games around the Vine Valley Athletic League to hope to win a league title and can't let down any game, even against the winless Braves. It's a much more challenging league than the SCL, where Trojans could really let their guard down against a lot of teams. Back on field, please. Now batting for Petaluma, number 5, Rachel Bless. So Bless will bat for the second time this inning. She walked in the first. Runners on first and second. It's Sobel at first and O'Keefe at second. And still just one out. Outside, as the new pitcher for the Braves is Claire Garcia. Braves only used 3 pitchers, and they've already used up 1. Garcia, 6.04 ERA, 5-6 on the year, and 2 games started. Bless takes out. Nope, that one's in there for a strike zone. 46.1 innings pitched for Garcia. Batter's hitting .263 against her. That's high and gets away from the catcher again. Runners go to second and third. The Brave catcher, Izzy Polson, wipes back her hair, sweat over her face. The look of frustration right now for her. Nothing going right in this half inning for Justin Siena. 2-2. The Braves still need to find 2 more outs, but everything has been hard to come by. That misses high. This festive afternoon, it's going to be a delicious dinner after the game, honoring the seniors and also the senior ceremony. Trojans trying to make this game a quick one the way they're playing. Bless takes another walk, and the Braves pitchers just can't find the strike zone. Bases are loaded again. Back to the top of the order. Kaileigh Wyand. Now batting for Petaluma, number 7, Kaileigh Wyand. Wyand batting .377 on the year, 20 hits. She also walked in that first inning. Well, we're still in the first inning. Feels like a long time ago, but earlier in the first. If the Trojans lead by 10 runs or more after 4, the game would conclude by mercy rule. Swing and a miss that time from Wyand. Garcia punctuating every pitch with a big oomph. Trying to put a little extra on it to fool these talented Trojan batters that are hitting .362 on the year. Wyand just gets a piece of this one. This ball dies going to second. The toss will not be in time. Well, that ball spun off the bat, and it was a tough play for Melissa Lozano, who was playing way back at second, and by the time she tossed it to first, the speedy Wyand had ran it out. Now batting for your Trojans, number 13, Emma Wyand. Junior catcher next up in her second at bat. Takes high. Garcia's pitching with a little bit more power, but her control has still not been there. The 1-0 misses high. Bases are loaded. It's still 1 out. And Petaluma leads 6-0 with the scoreboard not working the way. The way the Trojans are totaling up runs, I might forget the total that Petaluma scores at the rate they're going. This one hit sky high into the air and way foul. Petaluma hit 4 home runs yesterday against Casa Grande, an absolute power surge. Have not hit any home runs yet today, but they've hit home runs in 5 out of their last 6 games. All these foul balls and battles by Petaluma in this half inning, starting to run out of balls. This one's brand new. Took it out of the plastic wrap and tossed it to the pitcher. Well, manager Kurt Janstow's found a couple more. There's still one stuck in a tree, one hit off the bottom of a car and has rolled away, and one somewhere on the tennis courts. Trojans are fouling and battling everything off. This one is popped up to short again, and this time the catch is made. There's 2 down. The private Catholic school, Justin Siena, is asking for their God to just give them another out and get out of this inning that is approaching about 30 minutes. Now batting for Petaluma, senior right fielder, Indya Smith. Well, Smith comes up again in this first inning with the bases loaded and 2 down. And nearly hit in the head. Look out. Just getting out of the way. That one, dirt flying up in her face. The senior Captain Garcia trying to get the Braves out of this one. That misses outside, 2-0. Smith hit 2 home runs yesterday, part of that power surge for Petaluma. Part of the tear that she has been on of late. That catches the top of the zone. Braves average a 4.92 ERA. They've given up a lot of runs this year. Napa put 23 on them a couple weeks ago, vintage 16. That misses high. Sonoma scored 15 against them. Petaluma scored 15 themselves back in March in Napa, the Braves field. That misses outside. Garcia grunts in pain. She's walked another. Or second that she's walked. The Braves have walked 7 and hit 1 batter in this inning. They've nearly walked the entire Trojan lineup already. That's just some talent on its own, but it's also impressive patience. 7-0, Sobel can walk home. And here's Pate. First pitch misses high. Pate was hit by a pitch about 20 minutes ago, but still in this inning. Another one misses high, and Garcia's grunts are getting louder and more agitated, like a tennis player in the 3rd set who's down a break. Swing and a miss from Pate. 7-0 Petaluma, still in the bottom of the first. Misses outside, 3-1. And oh my God, issued from the Braves dugout. Staying positive now is going to be near impossible. A penultimate game of the season for Tim Garcia's squad. Fouled straight back, and another full count. The Trojans have had a lot of these. They've had enough at bats for a game. They took till 4 innings till we got here last week when we were live streaming the Softball Egg Bowl, first leg of it. Petaluma defeated Justin Siena 1-0. It was a classic of a game. Low scoring, excellently played, pitching-wise. Pate pops this up, running over into foul territory, but unable to make the catch. Is the Brave first baseman and the pitcher when this game started, Claire Halsey. Almost ran into Cami Ayers on the on-deck circle, too. Well, Pate had a 10-pitch at bat earlier this inning. Here's the 8th of this one. Pops this one up into straight center. A long run, and the second baseman will call her off and make the catch, Lozano, and the inning is mercifully over. My goodness. 7 runs put up. 7 people walked. A hit batter. 2 hits by Petaluma, and 2 errors, and the Trojans score 7 runs. That was a wild one for certain. It took about 30 minutes, but it puts the Trojans in complete control of this game now, and Petaluma has to feel confident of this one going forward after 7 runs scored to kind of go on cruise control the rest of the way. All you need is one big inning, and it's going to be hard for Justin Siena to keep their heads up. Petaluma, every game's important, and it's hard to keep your focus as well. They didn't look great focus in that first inning. Much better here. Now, storyline, we saw Bless in that first inning, who didn't look great. We have a pitching change for Petaluma, and this might be in part to the score now being 7-0, and the Trojans in control. This is a big moment here as Mandy O'Keefe strides the mound in the first action for her since that shutout, or probably best pitching performance of her career, a 7-inning, 4-hit shutout against Casa Grande last Tuesday. Her father died just 2 days later, and she has not taken the softball field in a game situation since, but the Trojan ace will return to action now here, and potentially she'll start against Rancho Cotati tomorrow if things go well here against the Braves. But a big moment for her and the whole O'Keefe family as she finally takes the mound, and a little bit of a return to normalcy after the tragedy that she's been through in the last week. Back on the field as O'Keefe gets ready to start again. Melissa Lozano will be the first batter she faces. O'Keefe takes a big breath, pounds the glove, and here's her first pitch. So misses low. It's been an exceptional season for O'Keefe. 7-2 with a 3.84 ERA in 9 games started. 4 complete games, none better than that victory over Casa Grande last week. So that misses low. 62 innings pitched. She's been a workhorse. Coming off an even better season last year where she had a 2.22 ERA, also was the Trojan ace. 3-year varsity pitcher, and her older sister Emily O'Keefe graduated 2017 pitch for Petaluma. This is low. The control not great for O'Keefe, but there's going to be some rust, there's going to be some nerves, and there's going to be some emotions. Just caught the outside of the strike zone. Lozano is ready to toss the bat and head to third, but the umpire welcomed her back to the batter's box. And she's K'd up. O'Keefe strikes out, and the whole team comes over to give her, the whole infield at least comes over to give her a big high five. That has to mean a lot for Mandy O'Keefe. Here comes Paige Horn to the plate for the Braves. Only a freshman. Takes a first pitch strike. And this is high. O'Keefe's mother watches every game. I don't think I've ever been to a game and not seen her here. She's back at this one. So Sean O'Keefe at so many of these games too. Just such an influential coach on this community, and such a shocking loss last week. Line drive right to second. A nice composure by Pate to just bat it down, throw to first, and there's quickly 2 down. Now batting for Justin Siena, number 30, Noel Wright. Here's Wright, another freshman at the bottom of the order for the Braves, batting .286 on the year with just 5 hits. She takes inside. O'Keefe with 2 outs. She gets back into action. Ground ball to Pate, and a clean first inning of work for O'Keefe. She takes off the mound, and you can see a little bit of emotion on her face. High fives from the whole team. Unspoken words on that inning right there for O'Keefe. And absolutely special to see her go out. We'll see how long Janstow decides to ride her. Maybe the rest of the game. Petaluma's only had Bless and O'Keefe pitch this season. And with the Trojans now going on to the second inning and already leading 7-0, I think manager Kirk Janstow's hoping for the mercy rule. And Petaluma will turn to taking on Rancho Cotati next week. Or, I'm sorry, tomorrow up at M Park against the Cougars. That's going to be a huge game for so many reasons. Okay. Be a huge game for so many reasons for Petaluma and also Rancho. The teams have already played twice this year. They played the Napa tournament, and Petaluma lost both games by 1 run. The Trojans will be looking for revenge, including they blew leads in both of those games, so they'll be looking for revenge tomorrow night. Also vital for NCS, Petaluma currently the 3 seed in NCS Division II. Rancho is the number 1 seed, and they've only lost twice all season. A victory by the Trojans could put them as high as the number 1 seed in NCS Division II, but it's certainly up for grabs, the top couple seeds in NCS. So the game tomorrow at M Park, also a huge annual rivalry game, will be a big deal. We get it back onto the field, please. Bottom of the second, and the score is Petaluma 7, Justin Siena 0. There's the score, announcing into the crowd with no scoreboard. My Trojans honoring their 2 seniors today, in Kaileigh, Pate, and Indya Smith. A flag. We'll have the senior ceremony after the game. A lot of balloons, and go Trojans. A lot of fans, signs, a couple signs for Sean O'Keefe as well. Now batting for Petaluma, number 33, Kaileigh Ayers. Ayers strides to the plate for the second time today. She had a 2-run base hit in the first. Claire Garcia back to work and hoping that it's going to be a little easier this time than last inning. First pitch is high. Down in the outfield for Petaluma, we are 1 sign. Purple Hearts. Final home game of the regular season for the Trojans. This will be at Rancho tomorrow night before more games Monday and Tuesday at American Canyon and at Vintage. 2 teams currently tied for first place that are playing each other right now, so the Trojans will be watching those other games this afternoon. They're big Sonoma Valley fans right now. Napa, the other team in first, the 4-way tie, playing the Dragons. They only have 1 game left after that. It'll be against Casa Grande in Napa next week. Big swing and a miss by Ayers. It's 1-2. For American Canyon and Vintage, they're playing each other today, and then they both play Petaluma once next week. Just fouled off by Ayers. But no matter what, if Petaluma wins this one, wins their next 2, they're going to be hosting a league pennant as at least co-champs with Napa. If the Grizzlies were to lose either today or next Tuesday, Trojans would be champs outright somehow, some way. Petaluma was 3-3 not long ago. And 1-2 as well. 2-2 to Ayers. The athletic junior also on the varsity girls basketball team. Sky high into center. Coming way in and making the catch is Victoria Pullitz. There's 1 down. Now batting for Petaluma, number 15, Logan Pomey. Trojan catcher and playing third base this afternoon, Pomey. She popped out back in the first. Takes high. Just joining us, the Trojans already in control of this one, leading 7-0 in the bottom of the second. Petaluma had just 3 hits in the first, but managed 7 walks, and a couple errors and hits batters helped, and the Trojans put a 7 spot up in the first inning. And chased the starting pitcher, Kaileigh, who just did not have it today. Popped up into right, 2 down, and some rhythm now for the Braves, making some catches, getting out, and looking like a normal softball game again after that wildness of the first inning. There's experience on this Justin Siena team, and they still have 10 wins on this season. They're not incompetent. So here's Mallory O'Keefe. Now batting for Petaluma, number 14, Mallory O'Keefe. O'Keefe batting .237 on the year with 9 hits. Talented freshman following in her older sister's footsteps. Bright future, no doubt, for her. 4 years on a varsity roster. By the time you're an upperclassman, you're turning into something pretty special. She takes a strike. This is high. 2-1. Fouled off. Justin Siena has lost 10 out of its last 11 games. Struggled to find rhythm in pitching. The Trojans have not helped so far today. This is high. And O'Keefe has worked it to a full count. This is more reminiscent of this first inning. Full counts, fouling balls off. So impressive. Popped up to short. 1, 2, 3, the inning goes. I don't think you'd expect that after the wildness of that first inning, but Garcia settles down, the Braves settle down, and no runs in that second inning. We'll move on to the third. The score Petaluma 7, Justin Siena 0. 7-0. And O'Keefe will head back out onto the mound to try to continue her work and her kind of tune-up after not pitching for 9 days. After all she's been through and this Petaluma community's been through with the loss of Sean O'Keefe in the last week. Trojans had 2 games scheduled for last week against American Canyon and Casa Grande, but Kurt Janstow offered to forfeit them because normally you cancel games of the weather, but both coaches agreed kindly to reschedule them. And Petaluma had that rescheduled game against Casa last week, the rescheduled game against American Canyon on Monday, and gave the Trojans time to recuperate and think about it. And I don't know if their heads were totally back on Tuesday in their first game back of some pitching and fielding trouble. They fell behind early at Sonoma Valley, but they managed 19 hits overall to scrape out a win against the Dragon team they lost to earlier in the year. And getting a victory, that's what you need if you're Petaluma. And the Trojans trying to continue that. This would be their 4th straight victory and their 7th in their last 8th with a W today. So headed back out onto the field if we could, Bo. He has no idea how to do that. Top third. And it's Eleanor Myers stepping in. Taking outside, Myers batting .358 on the year. It's a beautiful day here on the west side of Petaluma. Temperature's about 75 degrees and a light breeze. Aiden is tuning in, or was tuning in. It's quite complimentary. Not sure it was deserved, but appreciate it from my Trojan Live co-anchor, Aiden Cannon. Myers fouls it back. Braves need to find some ways to get some runs on the board to crawl back in this one. Swing and a miss. Exceptional pitch by O'Keefe to strike out Myers. One down. And a quick start for O'Keefe. Victoria Pullitz will dig in for the Braves. First pitch swinging, and she fouls it off. Top of the order again for Justin Siena. Pullitz hitting .508. Part of the talented top of the order for Justin. Takes inside. Petaluma pitchers bless And O'Keefe combined, 2 shutouts on the year. It's the first base hit of the day for the Braves. Politz lines it between short and third. And maybe the Braves get something going. First runner off O'Keefe. Now batting for Justin Siena, number 21, Claire Garcia. Garcia hoping now to start the rally. He takes outside. Two shutouts on the year for Bless and O'Keefe combined. Only 69 earned runs, and Petaluma overall gives up 3.5 runs per game. The pitching's been excellent, and the hitting even better this year. This one tailing over into right. What a catch! So Bill ranging way over into foul territory, and that field slopes down as you head into foul territory, and she made the catch. One of the best plays we've seen so far this one. Cammy Sobel has not got a lot of playing time, including in right field, makes the catch. We'll change the lineup this afternoon. Takes low. It's former starting pitcher Kaileigh, 23 hits on the year, including 2 home runs. Trying to erase some of the demons that she created in the first inning with her struggling start. O'Keefe looking for the strike zone, 2-1. Two and two. Shuffling of the lineup for Petaluma. I'm not shuffling the infielders. This is a ground ball to Pate at second, and that will retire the side. Right to Burnett, who's entered at first, as some adjustments made already in the infield from the starting lineups so far in this game. And Petaluma continues to lead 7-0. O'Keefe rolling along, and the Trojans can continue to corral these Braves batters, have to feel confident about that. And the Trojans have 2 innings where if they could find a way to scrape across 3 runs, they don't have to tire O'Keefe, but it would be enough to get her a good amount of work and then get the mercy rule. And that has to be what Petaluma is hoping for in this game and get out of here quick after that long first inning where the Trojans put 7 runs up on the board. It was a nice second inning, though, by Garcia to settle down and start to play better. So maybe the Braves have settled into things here and gotten things going. Sometimes you just have to get that monkey off your back off the start of the game, and things start to go better for you. Petaluma, it's been a extremely successful season. You'll start looking towards the end of the year. You're hoping for a VVAL title, but I think NCS will mean a lot this year for Petaluma too. And so it certainly feels like a team that could make a run this year with the capabilities and talent level and the depth of this team. Trojans have played such exceptional teams throughout their season in non-league and now in VVAL. They're going to be tested and ready for any team they see in the Vine Valley Athletic League, and likely with a pretty favorable seed because of the high level of competition they played in the new league. It's going to really put Petaluma in a good spot to make a deep run in NCS, and you take it one game at a time, but Petaluma has not won an NCS championship since 2011. They won 4 in 8 years, but now it's been 9 years since they've won one, and certainly Kurt Janstow and Indya Smith and Kaileigh Pate, the 2 seniors, would love that to be this year. We ready to head back on field? Awesome. Now batting for Petaluma, right fielder, number 1, Cammy Sobel. Sobel scored 3 runs, no hits. Popped up by Camo Sobel into left. One down. Trojans are getting under a lot of these balls lately, popping them up. Need to get their bats higher, wait a little bit back, and roll over the ball. Well, there's certainly going to be some balls to hit. And top of the order will certainly give the Trojans hope, starting with Rachel Bless. Now batting for Petaluma, number 5, Rachel Bless. But before that, it appears we're going to have a pitching change. So Tim Garcia has decided to tire all 3 of his pitchers. I'm mystified by this decision. Claire Garcia really rolling along. She had 4 straight outs, but deciding to bring on Eleanor Myers, who statistically, if you had it back on me, has been the best pitcher so far this year for Justin Siena. Only a freshman, but tall and lanky, a 2.7 ERA. She's 1-1 on the season in 36 innings pitched. But if she struggles at all, Justin Siena has no one else to look at. So I'm really surprised, especially when a pitcher's going along well, that you take her out. And Garcia, who started a lot, hasn't pitched a lot, but whatever the case, the Trojans decide to make the change, or the Braves decide to make the change, and it gives the Trojans a new look and a new opportunity to get some balls off and potentially get to that 10-run mercy rule that they're just a few runs off of after they scored 7 runs in that first inning to take a 7-0 lead. Part of the offensive onslaught lately for Petaluma. This offense just in such a good rhythm for the Trojans, and hope to keep this going tomorrow night against Rancho Cotati. It's a 7:30 first pitch at M Park. I will be there to have coverage, so we'll have that game up by Saturday morning on our YouTube channel for Rancho and Petaluma. Always one of the most fun games of the year, Friday Night Lights, to watch Rancho and Petaluma. Already the 3rd at bat for Bless. She has a walk and a base hit so far today. 1-0. The SCL player last year as a freshman. Probably not going to be VVAL player of the year this year. There are some other exceptional players headed to top Division I schools, but she's certainly going to be first team all VVAL, and she'll certainly be looking at that award as an upperclassman. Hard ground ball right to second. Nice play to get the out by Lozano, hitting down that ball, 2 down. And the Braves, after taking 10 batters to get 3 outs, have retired 2 in a row. Retired 7 in a row. A funny way that softball works. Now batting for Petaluma, number 7, Kaileigh Wyand. 2 out, nobody on. Here's Wyand. Nope. I caught the ball in the strike zone. I think the strike zone's gotten a little bigger over the course of this one. Wyand's 0 for 1. Came around to score in that first inning. Swing and a miss there. The junior outfielder in her 3rd year on the varsity squad. Also was on the varsity volleyball team this year. Earner twin. Big part of this program is that one skips by the shortstop and Wyand is reached. And after the good rhythm by the Braves, it's finally broken up. Tough play by Garcia, playing on the lip of the grass there. And it's skipped up, and she couldn't handle the hop. Now batting for Petaluma, pitcher number 4, Mandy O'Keefe. Massive cheer you could hear. The emotion in this crowd. Her mom standing up to cheer on. O'Keefe's first at bat since the death of her father. Takes outside. Wyand already down to second on the bunt. And the Trojans just run that play like it's peanut butter and jelly. It's such a nice way to advance a runner. You can't do it against every team, but Trojans have had a lot of success this year doing against a variety of squads. O'Keefe's good with the bat, just not as well known for it. Batting .367 on the year with 22 hits and 11 runs. pops this up out of play. 1-2. Freshman Myers trying to get out of trouble with Wyand at second, but 2 out. Petaluma leading 7-0 here in the bottom of the third on their senior afternoon. This is outside. Crowd standing up, watching with tension for O'Keefe's at bat. This one is popped up, awkward play, going back and making a tough catch is Melissa Lozano, the second baseman for the Braves, and the Justin Siena has gone out of these last 2 innings. No harm, no foul, and we move on to the 4th inning. Still Petaluma 7, Justin Siena 0, and nice job by the Braves settling in here, and it's not going to be an easy rest of the afternoon. Petaluma's finding out, at least so far. It's been a very fun last couple weeks here at Petaluma High School. A lot of things going on, including today we had the staff salsa and guacamole contest. Anybody know who won? I had to leave early. Don't know who won, but I did get a chance to sample some of the salsa and guacamole. It was all made by teachers and staff, and there was so much variety. It's so delicious. It's the 3rd year that we've done a salsa contest here at Petaluma High, but add the guacamole element just made it so much better because everyone knows guacamole is better than salsa, and so many variations of both guac and salsa, from the mildest to one that was so spicy I started crying, and it's a lot of fun. We'll have the results tomorrow morning on what teacher won for both salsa and guacamole, but always a delicious outing and a lot of fun, and so many students are out on the quad today sampling all the best salsa and guacamole, as we only have a couple more weeks left here in the school year at Petaluma High School. The end of careers for so many senior athletes and for senior students as well. O'Keefe ready to go here for the top of the 4th in her 3rd inning of work. Now batting for Justin Siena, number 13, Izzy Polson. Polson, her 2nd at bat. The junior has 15 hits and batting .278. She swings at the first pitch, lines it into left. Wyand going back and watching it roll all the way to the fence. Polson hustling into 2nd with a double. First pitch swinging by Polson. She made excellent contact. Thought for a minute that one might sail over the fence, but it nestled right at below it, over the head of Wyand. The Braves in business, trying to make a comeback here. Michelle Lozano will take low. One of 5 seniors from the Braves. Hard hit ball to short. Blast grabs it like a big leaguer and hurls it to first. That is not an ordinary shortstop play, and Bless made it look like she could do it in her sleep. Tough bounce, took it in stride, and fired it to first like she was Clayton Kershaw or something. 1 down. The Brave runner will stay at 2nd. Bunt is laid down. O'Keefe comes off the bag and gets the out. Nice job reading the Lozano bunt by Mandy O'Keefe. 2 down. Again, kind of a surprising decision by Tim Garcia. You got to score a bunch of runs here if you're the Braves to come back. 1 is not going to do it. As much as you love the bunt, you're down by more than 3 runs. It's probably not the best strategy. Here's Paige Horn for Justin. She takes a first pitch strike. Horn takes high. Manager Kurt Janstow in his 18th season for Petaluma, letting another senior class go that he's built and grown, and Smith headed on to college. The remarkable level of college players that have come from the Petaluma softball program, 28 of them that have gone on to any level of softball, most of them Division I. Smith the next in the lineage, and we'll definitely see Bless do that in 2 years, and who knows, maybe the Wyan twins next year as well. Swing and a miss from Horn. It's 2-2. Horn takes low and works it to a full count. No, I'm sorry, that was a full count, so she walks. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. And here's Noelle Wright. Now batting for Justin Siena, number 30, Noelle Wright. Wright takes low. Catches the inside of the strike zone, 1-1. And O'Keefe has been strong in her return so far. Didn't start this one, but your Bless pitched the first, and Petaluma took a 7-0 lead. Kurt Janstow, with all his experience, he's seen it about all. And even the emotion with his team, able to hold them together through this. And now you start playing for the O'Keefes and playing in the memory of Sean O'Keefe and everything that he meant for this community. Swing and a miss, and the side is retired. Wright strikes out. O'Keefe gets out of a jam. She's through 3 innings without giving up a run. An exceptional return from action for O'Keefe. We move on to the bottom of the 4th. Still Petaluma 7, Justin Siena nothing. And the Trojans continuing to cruise along here against the Braves. We are now into the mercy rule stage. If Petaluma can find 3 runs, they would close out this game. But the Braves have done a nice job slowing things down, and the Trojans have struggled to get anything going so far. Mentioned Sean O'Keefe a lot on the broadcast today, but did want to mention an excellent quote from Chandler Mevis, another one of those players headed off to college from this Petaluma softball program, now playing at Division I Western Georgia this summer. And she posted last night on her Facebook page, coached by O'Keefe, that she was a young girl. Words cannot describe what a wonderful man this world has lost. A coach we will never forget in the softball world. A great man who taught myself and many others what love and meaning is for the game, forever in our hearts. It was by Chandler Mevis last night. Outpouring of support for the O'Keefes, and they're back playing softball already after this, and a busy schedule coming up. What a storybook ending this could be to the season after everything this Trojan team has been through. A couple tough losses. They had a 2-game losing streak in the middle of VVAL, but nothing obviously compares to the death of a beloved coach and father, as happened last week. And the Trojans continuing to work through that as they fight for a VVAL pennant and then into NCS and dreams of an NCS pennant as well for manager Kurt Janstow leading this powerhouse of a program here at Petaluma High School. And as they honor their 2 seniors tonight, we'll have the senior ceremony after the game, honoring Indya Smith and Kaileigh Pate playing their final home games here at the Petaluma High School Softball Diamond. But expect to see them here again for our next softball live stream when Petaluma will start off NCS play here at home. Unsure what their seed are against who, but we'll find out in 2 weeks when that game happens on either May 16th or the 17th. Now batting for Petaluma, senior, number 10, Indya Smith. How many viewers you got, Jamie? Smith digs in for her 3rd at bat. Takes low. Appreciate everyone tuning in live. And don't miss our live stream tomorrow afternoon, same time. First pitch at 4, as the varsity baseball team will honor its seniors. They have 6 of them. And they will also face Justin Siena, and they are also in control of their own destiny for a VVAL title. Catches the bottom of the strike zone, 1-2 on Smith. The senior so patient. Not only does she lead the team in batting average, on base percentage, but also walks. She strikes out there, however. Now batting for Petaluma, senior, number 22, Kaileigh Pate. Myers looking pretty good so far, and you wonder why did the Braves not start with their best pitchers? Because they have certainly been much better after. Pate lides this one into left, and it gets by the right fielder. Pate will have extra bases to second. She's headed to third. It bounces off the glove of the shortstop, and Pate is standing up at third. A triple for the senior on her senior day. That's going to be one she's not going to forget. A big mistake by Horn, and Pate can get on her horse. Now batting for Petaluma, number 21, Kaileigh Burnich. Here is Burnich. Takes the first pitch strike. A freshman, her first plate appearance of the afternoon. Kurt Janstow's getting a lot of them in to bat. Well, hasn't played a lot of blowouts this year. Tough VVALs. Burnich fouls it off. Batting .296 on the year with 8 hits, 4 batted in. Pate standing at first with just 1 out. A chance to extend the lead for Petaluma and get their first run since the first inning. This is outside. Petaluma averages 6 runs a game. Already put up 7 today. Burnich watches the rise ball from Myers trouble outside. 2-2. Just the 6th triple of the season for Petaluma on that Pate triple. Well, there might also be an error factored into that as Burnich takes outside. 2nd triple of the season for Pate. And a 3rd extra base set. Payoff pitch. Burnich got a piece of it, but it went right into the glove of the catcher, so 2 down. Now batting for Petaluma, number 15, Logan Pome. Pome takes outside. Hitless today, 0 for 2. Hit a triple, a double. Scored the walk-off run against Napa in the Petaluma's most exciting victory of the season. She lines this one up the middle, and Pate will score. 8-0 Trojans, an RBI single by Pome, and Petaluma able to extend their lead and finally get back on the board after a long drought. Now batting for Petaluma, number 14, Mallory O'Keefe. O'Keefe shows bunt, pulls it back, and just like you'd expect, on goes to second, Pome. Well, the Braves actually tried to throw down this time, but they still weren't able to catch it. I mean, it just takes a skilled catcher and quick pitching from the pitcher. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty easy steal. O'Keefe takes outside. 2-0. Talented fielder and hitter. She lacks in size. She makes up in heart. Ground ball down the line. Fouled narrowly. Two outs in the bottom of the 4th, and Petaluma leading 8-0. Looking in from the 2-2 from the freshman Myers. Blooper into center, and the catch is made. Masad is retired. On we go to the 5th inning. That's Petaluma 8, Justin Siena 0. Score at the end of 4. Petaluma 8, Justin Siena 0. So on we go to the 5th inning. Trojans add one more run there, but the Braves have done a nice job continuing to settle down and fight. They just haven't been able to find any consistency with their bats, and O'Keefe's really been brilliant from the mound to limit things, and it's been hard for the Braves to get back in this one. The Trojan bats have gone quiet and really haven't had a very good afternoon, so I think that is the concern. But with Senior Day, 3 games in 3 days, I don't think Kurt Jadstow is going to lose too much sleep over the batting performance so far in this game. And in the end, they battled in that first inning and still managed to find 7 runs, and that inning lasted 30 minutes and essentially put this game out of reach. So far this season, we've only seen O'Keefe and Bless pitch for Petaluma, and in part of that because we haven't seen blowouts at all. The Trojans have really been dominant, or not been dominant, but have not been dominant, in part because games have been very close in the VVAL, and they haven't gotten an opportunity to get a lot of bench players in, but they will this time is Eliana Gonzalez, who was just called up 2 days ago to the varsity level, is going to make her first appearance as a pitcher. She got 1 at bat in the Sonoma Valley game and was called up in part, not just because Angelina Ayala left the team, but also because weren't sure how long they would wait to get O'Keefe, and it means that Gonzalez is going to get her first appearance here in the 5th inning and an opportunity to pitch on the varsity level, potentially as a starting pitcher in the future, and Bless and O'Keefe leave. Now batting for Justin Siena, number 00, Eleanor Myers. Music's still playing as Gonzalez will take her first pitch, and Myers swings and misses. Gonzalez was a pinch runner in Sonoma Valley. That is her only varsity appearance until now. Put in with over 100 fans in attendance this afternoon on Senior Day, and right into the thick of a VVAL pennant race, one of the most wild ones you could see, with a 4-way tie, at least at the start of the day. Fouled back by Myers, who has 12 hits. Starting to cool down and a breeze increasing. What's been a beautiful day. Swing and a miss. Nasty stuff from Gonzalez, and Myers strikes out. Now batting for Justin Siena, number 3, Victoria Politz. Politz digs in. She's 1 for 2 with a base hit. One of only 2 base hits on the day for Justin Siena. 31 hits on the season. Impressive for the senior. Talented hitter. It's been tough for the Braves softball program that's languished a little bit in the shadows of the powerhouses of Vintage and Napa. And American Canyon's had a great season this year, too, in the Napa Valley, with probably, I think, going to be the VVL Player of the Year in Lisa Bolton. Pitched every single pitch of the season for American Canyon, and when she's on her stuff, she's almost untouchable. Sure, you're going to have to find a way to hit her on Monday if they want a VVAL title. 0-1 for Gonzalez. Nasty. Now, opposite of a rise ball. It's a fall ball. I don't think that's actually a softball term, but just falls right into the strike zone after nearly being the batter's nose level. Going down to get it. And Bless, such a reliable fielder at short, had to make a quick play on a slow ball. No problem for her, 2 down. Now batting for Justin Siena, number 21, Claire Garcia. So 2 down, nobody on, and Gonzalez, an excellent start to her varsity softball pitching career. She'll go as long as this game goes. Takes outside. Another one taken outside. It's been an exciting day for sports just this last week here at Petaluma. I mentioned the baseball team on their senior night. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll be live at Abbey Field right here on our YouTube channel for the full game, senior ceremony. Yesterday, they outlasted Sonoma Valley. It really played extremely well, knocked off the first place Dragons, and means Petaluma is now in a two-way tie with Sonoma for first place. And the Trojans are at least co-champs if they win their final 3 games of VVAL. This one driven all the way to the wall. Garcia hustling into second. She's out. Thrown out. What a play by Sobel in right field, a laser. And Garcia doesn't even look like she knows what happened. She is arguing with her father at first base, at third. She didn't even slide. I don't think she was expecting Sobel to make that throw. But the Trojan fielders have to be the best aspect of this team. They are so smooth and clean with the softball all over the field. They have just 15 errors on the season. Compare that to over 60 errors for Justin Siena. It's a complete difference, and I think you look at fielding as often the big litmus test of how good really is this team mentally and talent-wise and holding it together. The Trojans certainly pass that litmus test at least, and the Braves don't, which is, I think, a big reason that they're 0-10 in VVAL, still searching for their league victory as of today, with just one more game left in their season after this one. Go on to the bottom of the 5th inning, still 8-0 Petaluma after the Trojans' 7-run attack in that first inning. They've mostly been quieted since after the pitching change was made. Garcia came in and pitched well, allowed just 1 run in that first inning, and then had a smooth second and third. Myers pitched a nice, clean 4th inning for the Braves, and looking to do the same here in the 5th. The lanky freshman has kept the Petaluma batters off balance on this senior day for the Trojans, and Petaluma hoping for their 7th league victory and to stay atop first place in VVAL, though they're going to be very much challenged next week when they take on Vintage and American Canyon, 2 teams battling it out right now, and also 2 teams that are currently in first place in league. We head back out onto the field. This packed atmosphere, and they got the food ready. Stands have been loud, and it's not just senior day, but the first home game since the passing away of Sean O'Keefe, the longtime softball area coach. Kurt Janstown knew him well, as did Casa Grande softball coach Scott Severs, and so many of these players were coached by him, and obviously the father of Mandy and Mallory O'Keefe. Camo Sobel will dig in for her 3rd at bat. Camo Sobel is the batter. Junior outfielder. Full name is Cameron, so you could certainly shorten it to Cammy, but why not be a little unique? Call yourself Camo instead. She must be like a chameleon. But she's certainly shining on this team. That she's not hiding in. Made a brilliant play in the top half of the inning from right, and she also made a sprinting catch into foul territory, and it's showing the depth on this team. Petaluma playing some of its backups. They're pretty talented, too. And with only 2 seniors, it's not going to be a lot of more playing time next year, but it just means this powerhouse that's piping out college-ready softball players is going to continue. So Bell grounds it to 3rd. It's off the glove of the 3rd baseman and into the outfield. Another error by the Braves, their 3rd, as Halsey unable to handle it. Boy, is she had a bad afternoon. Now batting for Petaluma, number 5, Rachel Bless. Bless will dig back in. It's already her 4th at-bat. She had 2 home runs yesterday. 3 for 3 yesterday. 433 on the season. Now 30 hits. No home runs yet today, though. She's first on the team in runs, hits, RBIs, and slugging percentage last year. She drives this one into right. It will stay fair. It does not go out. And so Bell will make it to third. Bless at second. That one just missed clearing the fence and ending this one. But Bless now at second is the winning run. Or to finish it, the Mercy Rule, a 10-run game, and we're firmly into Mercy Rule territory here in the 5th inning. It's Bless all over that hanging pitch in the zone. Tore it down the line. Senior ceremonies after the game, so please stay tuned. So here's Eliana Gomez. Or Gonzalez, I'm sorry. Takes outside. First plate appearance for Gonzalez of her varsity career after she pitched a very nice first inning of her career in the top half and got helped out from a nice throw by Sobel to throw out Garcia at second. 1-1. Tough grounder to third. They'll throw out Gonzalez, but the ball gets by her. Here comes Bless home to the plate. But did they call time? They did not call time before that, and the ball game is over. Bless scores on the pass ball, and the way Justin Siena played today, that felt like an appropriate way to end it. The Trojans grab 3 runs, and Gonzalez gets 2 RBIs on the misplay at first. Final score, Petaluma 10, Justin Siena nothing in a Mercy Rule 5 innings. As Petaluma put 7 runs up in the first and really ended this game early. Teams will shake hands. Stay right here. We're going to have a senior ceremony and then interviews as the Trojans cruise past Justin Siena 10-0. And really a dominant performance today. The final day for Kaileigh Wine and Indya Smith here on this home softball diamond, at least in the regular season. Trojans go to 15-5 overall, 7-3 in VVAL to remain tied in first place with Napa, American Canyon, and Vintage. Justin Siena remains winless in VVAL. They fall to 0-11, 10-12 in VVAL, and just very much done in by that first inning, giving up 7 runs. And even though they settled down from there was just no looking back, and Trojan pitching and defense relatively dominant. Stay right here. Senior ceremony about to get underway. This really special ceremony where the players on their respective class go to their base. The freshmen to first base, the sophomores to second, and the juniors to third. You can see the junior class is pretty big. They're lined up there. And the seniors get to run the bases, they say, one final time. It's such a unique ceremony that you get to see. Flowers being brought out. It's been a day full of ceremony and fun this afternoon, and a good day for Petaluma softball as they continue to roll. It's their 4th straight victory, and they'll take on Rancho Cotati tomorrow. And likely, I think we're going to see Maddie O'Keefe start. She really pitched well today. Just three clean innings for her, no runs allowed. And she looks to be, after the death of her father last week, settled in, locked in, just like she was last week against Casa Grande. If she wants to move it on a little.
She said that you said that she wanted her to be out.
Hmm?
Where should she be?
Closer to the infield. So now we are going to hear the seniors for Justin Siena. Before we honor our 2 Petaluma Trojan seniors, we wanted to honor the 5 seniors on Justin Siena playing the final games of their careers. First up, Captain Claire Garcia. Next up, Michelle Lozano. Next up, Melissa Lozano. Next up, Victoria Politz. And lastly, Thip Ralog. Congratulations, Justin Siena seniors, on a fantastic career. There are your 5 Justin Siena seniors honor, plenty of experience, and now we'll move on to the Petaluma senior ceremony. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Petaluma Lady Trojans Softball Senior Night. Tonight, our seniors will run the bases as they near the end of their career as a Petaluma Trojan player. It is with great pleasure that we bring to you our Senior Night program in honor of our senior players and their families. And presenting our senior players, please welcome Kaileigh Pate. She plays wherever they tell me to and wears the jersey number 22. At home plate, here come her parents Jessica, Barry, and her sister Kirsten, along with her brother Dominic. Nope, no brother, no her brother. Kaileigh has also been involved in varsity basketball as a star point guard for 3 years. Her future plans are to attend SRJC and then transfer to a 4-year college to become a dentist. Kaileigh's favorite softball memory is her entire freshman season with Tam and Allie. The accomplishment Kaileigh is most proud of is maintaining a 4.0 through a 4.4 GPA throughout high school. And her advice to future players, stay positive and work hard, but don't forget to have fun. And she also wants to give a shout out to Indya and herself for being the last 2 players remaining from our class of about 15 players. Congratulations, Kaileigh, and good luck. See Smith accepting flowers and a hug from her coach, Kurt Janstow. Next up is Indya Smith. She plays in the outfield and wears number 10. At home plate are her parents, Eric and Barry. No, Becky. Her other sports and hobbies that Indya enjoys include basketball and golf, which she played her first 2 years of high school. Indya's future plans include attending St. Mary's College in Moraga on a softball scholarship. And her favorite softball memory is when Grace Girardelli borrowed Kurt's keys and then put them on his tractor thing, and he thought someone had stolen them. We then all had to run sprints except for Grace until Kurt realized that she put them back. The accomplishment she's most proud of is winning the SCL championship for the SCL championship 3 years ago for the first time and getting the opportunity to play college softball. Indya's advice to future players: enjoy your time playing softball at Petaluma and make sure to always have fun with it. Congratulations and good luck to Indya in college. Oh, if we could have the O'Keefes come down to the plate as well. Thank you. And on behalf of all the Petaluma Trojan coaching staff and the entire Trojan family, we thank all of our senior players for wearing the Petaluma Trojan jersey with pride. We are grateful for your effort, commitment to the team, and the lessons learned along the way. We encourage you to continue to always do your best wherever life takes you. Congratulations and good luck to our 2019 seniors. So there is your senior ceremony, and we also had the O'Keefes come out and take some flowers. That brought some tears to many eyes in the audience after the tough last week that they've had. Also, it's really fun tradition having Kaileigh, Pate, and Indya Smith run the bases one final time and get to hug all their teammates per class at each base. And everyone got to share a good laugh when I said parents' names, just so horribly wrong. Just yes, or boyfriends as brothers, though I thought someone told me it was a brother, but it's all right. So coming up next, we are going to have interviews. Stay right here. We'll have interviews coming up next with the players after Petaluma defeats Justin Siena in a rout 10-0 on their senior day.
See if we can grab Kaileigh. Do you want to grab Kaileigh?
Yeah, I already told you.
Thank you.
Kaileigh, not Kaileigh, right?
Kaileigh, yeah. Can you ask Jamie if in a second? Me if she can hear me.
All right, hopefully you're able to hear me. We're about to grab Kaileigh Pate after she was honored on your senior night ceremony here at the Petaluma High School Softball Diamond, and the Trojans rout Justin Siena 10-0 to win their fourth straight. And in this busy week, 4 games in 4 days, they're one away from a perfect week after all the emotion they've been through. And on the look towards next week, they now need 2 more victories for the inaugural Vine Valley Athletic League pennant. And at the end of today, either Vintage or American Canyon will have lost, meaning that they will be on only a 3-way tie instead of a 4-way tie for first place. And then they get looks at both Vintage and American Canyon next week. Complete team effort today by Petaluma. They didn't hit the best, but they got those 7 runs in the first, batted around, and that was enough for Petaluma. And the Trojans got good pitching from O'Keefe when she came in with all her emotion. Eliana Gonzalez, I should say, came in
and pitch well as well. And Pate had a big day, a couple nice at-bats. She's going to come over and join me. So much emotion here. She's able to hear me? Yeah. Okay. Thanks for joining me, Kaileigh. All right, we're here with Kaileigh Pate. You were honored, your senior day, final game, home game here for you. What did this all mean to you?
It's meant a lot to me. I've played softball basically my entire life, and just kind of weird that I'm done. So.
You had some exceptional at-bats today, 2 at-bats that were over 8 pitches long. What was your approach at the plate today that had so much success for you guys?
I wanted to find my pitch, so I kind of just kept fouling off the ones that I didn't really like, and then sometimes I didn't find my pitch. So.
You guys' bats are on fire right now. 10 more runs put up to get today. How have you guys been able to get into this rhythm?
We work at practice. We really focus on our hitting and try our best every time.
Obviously, a lot of emotions over the last week, but you guys have now won 3 straight. How have you used everything you've now been through as a team to your guys' benefit on the Softball Diamond?
Definitely brought us all closer, and we're all way close. Like I just said, we're all way closer now, and I think it just made us more grateful that we get to play together and for the times we have together.
Thank you so much, Kaileigh. Congratulations on your career. All right, we are going to grab Camo Sobel after this. Number 1. Emotional Kaileigh Pate in her final time here. She ran the bases one final time in that senior ceremony. If you missed any of today's game as well, it's all up on our YouTube channel. And we will be back to live stream in 2 weeks. It's going to be either the 16th or the 17th. The Trojans will open up NCS play against 2 and what seed will have a big impact on the final 3 games of the regular season before the Trojans potentially try to make a big run in the postseason. They have not won an NCS game so far in the last 3 years, including with this senior class. So especially for the seniors, but for this whole team, something they badly want to get off their back, something that they've really struggled with of late. Camo Sobel coming over to join me. All right, so Camo is how you say the first name? All right. We're here with, back up a little. Here with Camo Sobel, a little over. All right, here with Camo Sobel after Petaluma routes Justin Siena on senior day. How important was this game for so many reasons?
Well, it was senior night, so we wanted to win for our seniors, and if we won this game, it would put us in a better position for league and for NCS.
You had a couple exceptional plays out in right field today. Threw out a runner at second and made a running catch. You haven't played that much right field this year. How are you able to make those plays?
Well, I used to play right field originally before varsity, and I guess that I just needed to make those plays, so commitment, I guess.
You're not an everyday starter on this team, yet you had a huge game today. How important is this depth of someone like you to this team?
Well, I mean, coming from sitting on the bench to coming out to play, you got to give it all you got and show them that you can play.
Obviously, a lot of emotions with everything that's happened in the last week. How are you guys able to rebound from, you know, something that's hard to describe in words to having a big week so far this week?
Well, we wanted to play for Sean O'Keefe and keep fighting and stay strong for each other and for the O'Keefes, and I think that really drove us this week.
Thank you so much, Camo. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
That was Camo Sobel after the Trojans get a big W over Justin Siena. As they both said, important for VVAL, important for NCS, but important for the O'Keefes as well to win for them. I want to thank Simone Trenfalia on her birthday, came out to film, and it's probably the final live stream she's ever going to film. She spent a lot of hours filming Trojan sports. So a big shout out to senior Simone Trenfalia. It's not just senior night for the players, but it's senior night for our Trojan film as well, as they have their final games of their careers as well. Jamie Cantieri, another senior, was directing and a great job today. And a special shout out to Stella Schwalbach again for her help this afternoon. For everyone here at Trojan Live, I'm Griffin Epstein. Don't forget to tune into our live stream tomorrow afternoon. Baseball is their senior night against Justin Siena. Final score once again here from the PHS Softball Diamond. Petaluma 10, Justin Siena 0, and a mercy rule, 5 innings. So long.